very good evening, a very warm welcome. I am back. My name is Vishali. I am the founder and director at Psychology, and I help counselors and psychologists practicing as well as aspiring to become really confident in their skills and begin their counseling psychology journey very confidently. Today we are going to be joined by one of the very eminent PDP trainees, proudly saying that, very eminent psychologist. She's working with children at present, and she has over 30 plus years of experience in counseling, and she's been a part of PDP. She has just completed her program, and we're going to just invite her. I'm very glad to see all of you here. Let me know what you're doing currently. Tell me in the comments below, what are you doing in your life, what's happening, and where are you? Are you a student, practitioner, what exactly are you doing? And her name is Dr. Preetima Verma. She has been practicing with children for over 30 plus years now. She's working at a very reputed place in Dehradun, and she's also been awarded by Chief Minister, which is like a big deal for her work in mental health. And like I said, I'm very proud to have her as our PDP trainee. So welcome, Preetima ji. How are you?
Welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone. Good evening, a very warm good evening to you.
Good evening. Perfect. We can see you. Yeah, absolutely. You can adjust your camera if you want.
Is this fine now? Yeah.
You should be comfortable. We can't see you now. Yeah. It has to be placed. However you are comfortable, just see. It's fine.
Okay, just give me a minute.
No problem. Please take your time. Till then, our audience can let us know you are a kids life coach. Okay, let me know what you're doing. Okay. Perfect.
Is I know better? You.
Now it is vertical. Okay, this is perfect. This is fine. No problem at all. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, we can see you. Yes. I'll start with my questions right away. So first of all, welcome. Please tell us something about yourself. I've given a brief formal introduction about you, but I want you to tell everybody what are you currently doing? How did your journey in the field of psychology start, and how has it been going so far?
Okay, so I started my journey in psychology when I was in class 11th, and that was in the year 1983. And we had a teacher, and I still remember her name. She was Mrs. Revati Rao, and we had an orientation class. And that very day I decided that if I have to study anything in life, that it has to be psychology. And I'm very grateful to that, to this branch, to this field, that I don't see myself doing anything else except this subject. So whatever I am today, whatever I look at myself, I give all the credit to my discipline, to my branch. It's been a very beautiful journey for me. I have never had a moment in my life where I have gone back and thought whether my choice has been fine or not. So I've never had a qualms or, about my career, about my profession. It has given me lots, and I'm very thankful that, this subject came into my life. I started my journey with medical college, that's Himalayan Institute Hospital. I started there as a fresher, and then the journey began. It's been a very meaningful, very enlightening journey, I would say, because in these 30 years, I've really had a wonderful opportunity to meet various people or various walks of life, and everybody has been a mentor for me. And I would say that, psyche has come like a rainbow in my life, and you are all the colors of that rainbow, Vishali ma'am. And I'm sure you've heard this from a lot of people. You give that, you have that immense potential to be the best teacher, a best coach, a mentor. So yeah, that's about myself, my journey.
Amazing. So I would, like I mentioned about Bhavna last time, about Preetima ji, I would mention that she's one very helpful. Bhavna mentioned in her call, like when I was taking her interview, she mentioned you around 10 times. So very helpful person. 1, 2, she's very down to earth. Like I did not know till date. Today when I asked her for her formal introduction, that's when I'm getting to know that yes, she's been into the field for 30 plus years and she's been awarded and all of those things. So very down to earth. And another thing which I really admire about her is that she has this growth mindset even now. So anytime if you are telling her something, the way she approaches it is like a child, very curiously and always there to accept whatever is there. So an empty bowl, I would say, which is ready to be filled all the time. So that's really admirable about you. So I want to know that how has your journey been in the field so far? You've been in the field for like 30 years. Did you enjoy counseling psychology? Ever had this feeling of taking clinical psychology as a field? What has your work experience been like?
Like I said, that this journey began when I just passed out my master's. And at that time, this RCI certification was not there. So when I did my PhD in clinical psychology, I was very happy. And I was working as a clinical psychologist. And then we got to know that even Delhi University doesn't be covered in RCI. So then, it really affected me, because I thought that everybody runs to DU to do a professional course from there. And now we are being told that you have to go. So I didn't want to go in for all that. So I took up counseling, and I feel because you're working with people who have day-to-day life problems, which makes a lot of sense because we all go through a lot of immense things in our life where every day we need a counselor or a counseling psychologist. So that has been very, very enriching and fulfilling. And I also feel that, still in India, the awareness, but the need is too much, but the awareness and the acceptance is still, we are still struggling. So where on one hand, we are able to reach the moon, we are a landmarker over there, still in the field, I personally feel that still the taboos and the limitations and the kind of professionals that are required in this field are still lacking. So we really need to work on this field and make counseling as, just like any routine, like people have family physicians, people have their own. So we also need to look for, personal counselors, personal therapists who can help us in dealing with our problems.
Very rightly said. This also shows the scope that counselors have at present. So the scope is immense, but I still see people also struggling with the scarcity mindset that probably there are not enough clients there, there are probably not enough people out there who can pay them. So I think not only it tells about the need to generate awareness, but it also talks about how it is important for counselors to tap that market for themselves from an earning point of view. Perfect. So I want to know from you, how did you come across Psyche? When did you decide to join PDP? And how did all of this happen?
Uh, it's said, that whenever something, God always has something beautiful planned for us. And I never knew in this so many years that an online platform can also be something which can be utilized. So I was not very, not very social media savvy. But I don't know, I really do not remember that during COVID time, I think so, I came across your name with Emo Care. I think so, yes, Sitaraman sir, Shiv Kumar sir. Right, and there we had this positive psychology course with Psyche. Till that time, I thought, that it's just like another online course, and I did that with you. And that few days of that course, because it wasn't that detailed what we have done now in so much of depth, it was a short-term course. And that made me, my opinion, it changed. So I felt that, it's not learning is not only in classroom settings. So I would really thank you, Fun, because you made me change my mindset. Mindset in 2-3 ways. One, you made me realize boundaries as a therapist, because I was always saying, oh, you can call me 24/7. I'm always available. I always used to take this on, how I have to be of utility to anybody who needs me. I have to be available for that person. And if I could not be there, I used to go on a guilt trip. I used to feel, oh, I thought कि मतलब मैं तो सारी दुनिया की प्रॉब्लम मतलब मेरे को करनी ही है. And if I'm not able, so when I came through psyche and when we started with this course, very nicely how you explained to us that it is essential for everybody to set their boundaries. That was something which was really helped me. Also, I never knew what is social media. I'm very scared of the social. So you taught, and that compulsion, learn Insta, learn how to post a reel, learn how to post a story. I'm taking special. Nobody does that. It's just okay. If you do it. If you don't do it, don't do it. But then it was emphasized. So it's not only teaching, but also to go out in the market and make yourself available to people. That is very important. I feel that these two are very strong pillars of psyche which you have enforced in all your students.
Amazing. Perfect. So I want to know, how has your journey been in these 4 months in terms of community, what you have learned? Did it add, since you were already coming with like 30 years of experience, did you learn something new? And was the course practical in nature? So tell us more about that.
My belief of life is that there is no age to stop learning, and especially in our field. The day you feel that I know everything, that's your stagnation. So my journey with psyche has been as a student, not with any 30 years of baggage, as raw as anybody would be, because I joined as a student. And a student can only learn if you submit yourself to your teacher and you accept your teacher, and you get connect with your teacher. It's not only about what you are getting from it, but also that do you have that faith in the person who's there to help you. So you build that faith. You made the community that we had. Everybody was so cooperative, so accepting. That was amazing. We had not only people from India, but also people from different other countries, and all of us were at the same platform. And the classes would go till 11 o'clock at night. And I've told you in the class also, there were times when I was amazed, that like students always have this, kabhi network weak hai, wo hai. A teacher cannot do that. So we started at 7:30 till 11 o'clock. You would be with your full bang on energy, not taking any break, not even a sip of water. You've never broken your class for anything. So that also instilled, a lot of things in us, especially in me. I felt that this is the commitment of being a teacher, the selflessness to give everything to your student. Now it is up to the student how much you can take from your teacher. So I am really indebted to you that in these 4 months, it's been a lot of learning. The breakout rooms, you are not a therapist, you are a client over there. Sometimes there's a role reversal. So you are at both ends, and you go through each and every exercise that you do on your client. And then you have to tell what is the purpose of the activity, what do you gain from that. I'll tell you, I didn't understand why are we doing this breakout room. All my classmates who have been with us in these 4 months, they have been amazing. I've had people, I've had people who've given me so much of respect, be it Bhavna, be it Mansi, be it Simran. I don't know whether I can name a few. I may be missing out on many more. We've had Nadra ma'am, who's also every time she has so much of practical experience with so many case studies, live case studies. So all of us have been together in this journey, and we've been we've really enjoyed this 4 months. So it's not been like a monotonous class. Nobody ever wanted to run away from the class. So to make that class so lively, a learning experience for every student. I feel you are, every student deserves to have a teacher like you in their life.
It's very kind of you to say. I also loved, working with your entire batch. And I think the level of commitment that each one of you showed was also incredible. How you adjusted to that environment every day, giving 1 to 2 hours, practicing by yourself. So that's in itself very commendable. What else do I want to know? So I want to know that the techniques that you've used inside the session, that you've learned, have they helped you with your clients? And have you been using them? Have you seen a difference in your clients? What is happening on that end?
It's been, yeah, all the techniques that we've learned, they have been very useful. I don't see any of the techniques or any of the therapy where you can say, okay, this one is better or this. For every case, I think so, a holistic approach, how we can combine all these therapies have been amazing. And I had no exposure to hypnotherapy. I had never done that. So that hypnotherapy was amazing. And when we went into trance ourselves and the suggestions and everything was amazing. That was something totally new. Then ACT. So there were many new things, and and all of us together, I think so. We really, really enjoyed that journey. And using it, yes, because whatever you do, from starting from the problem statement and that worry cloud. So now the first thing I always have, that is worry cloud. And making things like it's a very systematic way, how you work on your client. So once you formulated the case problem and you have looked at the outcomes, now you decide which therapy you are going to work with your client. So it's also sorted out. So I feel, yes,
Amazing.
it's amazing. It's been amazing. And you've been sending us, pre course module, post session module. So if we've been listening to them carefully, I feel that you get to know about so many activities which are further more than what we've done. So you've been sending us everything.
Amazing. And also, I've seen Preetima, you've helped so many people inside the batch as well. So, if there is any one story or any transformation that you have taken up using the techniques of PDP that you would like to share,
For myself,
as a client as well as a counselor. So, I want to understand what is the personal transformation you have undergone, and what is the one personal transformation which you feel like, this has been incredible that I've done inside PDP for someone else.
so I would tell you the major transformation for myself has been one, setting your boundaries, like I said earlier. That I that there were some instances where I would, literally go down the drain. When I would feel responsible if something happened. So one thing which really helped me was to understand that all is not my responsibility. Another thing is, when you enforce that you have to go on paid clients. That was one thing which I was, I really was suffering. Because my purpose was कि मुझे तो help करना है. तो कोई दे सकता है तो भी ठीक है, नहीं है तो भी ठीक है. So, and it is very true that घोड़ा घास से दोस्ती करेगा तो खाएगा क्या? We know all this, but sometimes, हमको लगता है we take that onus that हाँ मुझको तो we have this preconceived notions, that अगर मैं सबकी help कर दूं तो बहुत अच्छा है, and if somebody cannot pay, no चलता है. That is one thing which it really helped me to realize and to set boundaries, one, and also to look for clients which are paid clients. It's okay to to be helpful to people, but at least that mindset should change, and that has really changed in me. I am very happy when I look at someone else. I'm really happy about Bhavna. I'm really happy when I look at Raj Lakshmi. Two people who've really grown, in these 4 months. In my first breakout room, I had Bhavna with me. And today when I was watching her Insta live, I was, I had tears in my eyes to see a girl who's a DU passed out, who worked with prostitutes, who did so much, and finally her journey has, uh, there has been a tremendous difference in her. So I feel so proud for her. And when I was looking at Raj Lakshmi's this thing, I said, "Oh my God, these are like my young girls." So I feel so happy for them that all of them are so successful in their life.
Amazing. That's really beautiful. And I know that you have played, yourself played a very huge role in being with them for these 4 months because they call you like the second teacher after me. Because
Oh no,
I know you've been but once you just mentioned it, here. So that's really amazing. So what else do I want to know? So I want some short answers. Is the course practical in nature?
100%.
Perfect. Did you feel like, sometimes people have this, we are not very tech savvy. But when it comes to this online course and offline courses, so do you think this course was able to match that expectation and deliver its 100% online?
I feel it was better than offline. I feel it was much more better than offline course. Reason being, that you are at an age where you are conscientiously wanting to do something. Now there is no one who's forcing you to do it. So if you have joined a course, a professional course, and you see there are so like-minded people, and you are, every time you said, okay, don't switch off your camera, don't do this thing. So there is someone who is always working with you. That I feel it was much more better than the offline. Because in these 4 months, let me tell you, you never let us go into that, relaxed mode. You always kept that thing with us, and we knew that yes, ma'am is not going to. You have to do your homework. You have to attend classes, and every time you'll say, "I am not going to give you attendance." So it's just a wake-up call for all of us that don't take easy. We don't get opportunities like this to learn in life. Now, I feel that it is entirely up to the student how much you take benefit out of it. So I would feel that anybody who wants to, go out and become a professional therapist or a counselor, PDP is definitely a very holistic program. After PDP and while in PDP only, you get that confidence that yes, मैं prepared हूँ. With jittery
Amazing.
feeling, some people have. Sometimes, when you finish your masters and you go out, you get that jittery feeling because you're fresh in the market. But alongside, if you've done your PDP and you're already taking clients, and we also have group discussions and anybody has any queries, and everybody in the group is so helpful. So counselors also having their counselors. That's a beautiful platform. We all need to, also to understand and accept that we all need counselors. We also need. We can't always say that, that I know or I don't need help. We all need help. So we shouldn't shy away from it. अगर हम खुद accept नहीं कर सकते, तो how can we expect others who are not in this field to accept it?
Very true. Very, very rightly said. Absolutely. Amazing. This was going to be my next question to you, that do you think that this course is sufficient for people like you gave example of Mansi, Raj Lakshmi, Bhavna, who just completed their masters, which has been theoretical in nature, and if they do PDP, do you think that they can kickstart their counseling career confidently and earn well in the same?
Ma'am, they're already working. It says for themselves. They're already in market, they're already in market. They are competitors now. So, right? So they're already employed. So they're all doing so well. Where else would you get? And also the support back at home. Wherever we need help, you're always there. So that's a very strong support system, right? Which I feel that you have given unconditionally to all the students. Even at the middle of the night, you are always available for us. So, and you bound everybody, yeah, one thing I wanted to say, I don't know how you've done that. That breakout rooms, you made all of us, you had us in such a way that we all met at some platform in some one of the breakout rooms. That's that's amazing. You meet every time you meet new people, because if you get too comfortable with somebody, then that barrier comes, that your familiarity barrier comes. So every time we were in a new breakout room with new people, so that helped us to get over our inhibitions, and we met new people. So that was also amazing.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, do I have more questions for you? I don't know. If you have anything else that you want to share, please do. And yeah. And I also want you to tell everybody, since you've been in the field for a long time, people say कि counseling में पैसा नहीं है, you can't earn well. So you've been in the field now. If it comes from you, I think they'll believe it even more. So you tell us that, can people earn well in the field of counseling psychology?
अगर हमको अपने इफ हम खुद अपने पे विश्वास नहीं रखेंगे तो कोई हम पे विश्वास नहीं करेगा. And it's a journey you have to take. If you are just a fresher and you all have that assumption that the day I go I'll be doing well, you have to go slow in life. You have to build yourself, and you need to constantly upgrade yourself. So definitely, and today we see everywhere you go, in whichever sector we go, we see a psychologist required over there. I can't see any sector where psychologists are not required. You go to a hospital, you go to any field, I feel, you go to industry, wherever you go. So it is a journey which you have to take. Career is something, which you have to work on your career. No career can make you successful. You have to make your career successful. So just being a counselor, you can't think, that, okay, I'm a counselor, I'm going to be successful. You can make your field a failure or a success. You have to work on it.
Absolutely, very true. Like I say that the scope is not in the field, the scope is in you. You can build a scope as a barber, cobbler, or anything with due respect to every single profession. And if you don't, you can even fail as a doctor. So it's entirely up to you whether you make best of the opportunities, upskill yourself, and build that career yourself. Very beautifully said. What is my other question to you? I also have some people who come up to me and they say, we have done a lot of courses and everything. So I want to understand, even from a personal development front, that how powerful is PDP? So a lot of people say कि हमने बहुत courses try करे हैं. I wouldn't name them, of course. जो self transformation, which used to promise self transformation. So I want to understand from your experience inside PDP, 4 months, you have interacted with like 40-50 people. Do you think, what is the level of self-transformation that you can undergo in PDP?
See, PDP is a very practical course. It's not theoretical. So every therapy, you have a lot of practical exposure where you study the nitty-gritties of every therapy, where you are going to apply, where how you have to move in the course of the therapy. And that is really, whenever you have, why do people want to go as medical people and hands-on learning experience? So you're already getting hands-on learning experience. You go into the breakout rooms. You have your classmates as your clients. You become somebody's client. So whatever you are learning, you are also getting practical exposure. It's not that, okay, when I get a client, then I'll see whether I can use this therapy or not. You're doing it live. You are recording, making the video. That's itself telling you. And you rate each other. And it's very important for the classmates also to tell each other where is the scope of improvement. Because friends, I feel, are the best people who can tell us in black and white where we can improve ourselves. So unlike other courses, I would say, in PDP, the practical exposure, hands-on learning that you get, you don't get in any other course. Otherwise, you have courses on YouTube, you have courses on Udemy and all. There's all lecturing and all. There's somebody doing it and you are watching it. But unless you will do it yourself, how will you go to learn it? So that is what makes a very big difference, that when you have done it yourself, you know whether this is going to be, whether I'm also, you know whether I'm proficient with this therapy or not. If you're not proficient, you have to work on that therapy, maybe do extra reading. So you've sent a lot of material to us. So, and we have these all these modules to re-listen, we can re-watch them, we can re-listen to them. That's very, very, very amazing.
Amazing, Preetima ji. And my final question to you is, the another objection that I get is that we don't have time. We are working professionals. इतना time नहीं है. Saturday and Sunday evenings are family time. So tell me, how have you worked on this and how have you made time for PDP?
I don't know, I'm the right person to give you the answer for this, right? Because yeah, for me, Saturday wouldn't be, Sunday would become difficult because my husband is a doctor and he's got, he is very busy, and we've had a family rule that Sunday is going to be only family day. But I'll tell you, I spoke to my husband before we started this. I started this, and he was, family support is very important. See, if you're attending a class on a weekend for 3-4 hours, and then during the weekdays you have your homework and the other thing to do. So for those who are unmarried and those who are single, for them it's not a problem. Parents are very happy, मेरा बच्चा रात के 11-12 बजे तक पढ़ रहा है. But if you have a family commitment, you have to consider. So yeah, I felt I was very fortunate that my entire family gave me lot of support. I didn't meet any resistance from anyone. That thing you have to sort out, because once you enter into it, then there is no backing out, and you can't miss your class, because once then you, in the next class you go, you are blank. So that continuity, because every class there is so much of learning. So if you are studying for 3-4 hours, that means that 3-4 hours are meaningful hours, purposeful hours. So if you have a mindset that, okay, let me take a Sunday off, so then, I feel that you should not do something where you don't give your 100%, because you are in the learning phase. Because your teacher is giving you her 100%. Now you also, I feel if the student wants to be a student, then only psyche can, because अब तो आपका टीचर आपको इतना एफर्ट दे रहा है, इतना सिखा रहा है, लेकिन आप सीखने को तैयार हो कि नहीं हो, पहले हमको भी अपना देखना पड़ेगा ना. तो हमको, we should give a good thought about it and do it in a very, very, it's because it's a very easy. I will not say, I've never felt that, that pressure. Yeah, you have to do your homework and they are time bound. तो homework तो हमें बचपन से पता है कि जब homeworks होते हैं. So yeah, I feel that आपको पढ़ना है, and you should give your commitment to your course. Otherwise, you will not benefit, totally out of it.
Absolutely. Perfect. So what are my next questions? Was it worth sacrificing your Sunday family time?
100%, ma'am. 100%.
Perfect. Amazing. All right.
And more than that, see, we are just a batch, and you are also a working person. In the daytime, I feel, oh my God, I've thought about you so many times. That is she a robot? Is she a superhuman? How does she work so much, That commitment for every batch. It's not about one batch goes away. That consistency and commitment is definitely a very, a very remarkable thing. We all learn from each other. So I feel Psyche has got a very nice person, a very committed person like you, who has made so many counselors and therapists.
Thank you so much. And this coming from you now means a lot. Now I know your designation and everything. Perfect. Thank you so much, Preetima ji. It was very lovely having you here. Such a calm and composed interview. Everybody can feel your vibe. I'm super fast. You're super calm. So that's really amazing. Everybody is even appreciating you in the comments below. We have Javeria, Connecting Strings, I don't know the name. We have Fatima, Mansi, everybody. Rashmi is also there. Perfect. Thank you so much. I loved interviewing you. I loved knowing and understanding, how I think there is a lot to learn from you, along with PDP, that of course your experience has been great, but how you have learned at this level in your life that you can still create boundaries, you can still learn. There's always so much more to learn. So thank you so much for giving us your precious time, for telling everybody about PDP, and thank you so much.
Thank you,
She's your
ma'am.
subject
Thank you
teacher.
very much.
Jeet Krishna is saying that
Oh,
you're okay. She's an amazing teacher as well as a student. So, perfect. Thank you so much, Preetima ji. And if anybody wants to join PDP, guys, you can comment PDP at the end of this video. You'll have comment section. You can do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
thank you very much, Vaishali, ma'am. Thank you, Psyche.
Thank you.